What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jimmy, and today I'm back with another YouTube video. I know I haven't seen y'all in so long. I know I say this in every video and I try to be consistent, but there's just so much things going on from behind the scenes and it's hard for me to, record all these videos. But today I want to talk to you guys about, give you guys a breakdown of my reselling journey from 2019 all the way to 2023 of how I got started from this till this. So without further ado, let's get it, let's go. So to jump right into it, 2019 was the year I started Jmoneykickz. It was the year that I made my first sale. It was the year that I went to my first sneaker event, and it was the year that my business was created. So it was definitely a very, very special year for me because I just remember the motivation and the passion I started out with, and that's something that I would never forget because it was not for the money. And I'm telling you guys this right now, my initial, passion for reselling sneakers was to build a bigger collection of mine. And to get started, so 2019, I was a freshman year. I was a freshman in high school, and during that time, I had a friend who was reselling sneakers already, and he was already in the business. And like some of you guys know, back then, you can literally go outside of Expressions or like Foot Locker and camp out for releases, and that's what I did for him because I had no money at all. Like the same old ordinary, traditional story. I had no money to start, but that's what I did. I camped out for him. I made $20 to $40 for each release for camping out to help out, and after that he taught me like how to go for releases online and stuff like that. So I started like interning for retail drops. I also downloaded OfferUp, and during that time I remember what I did was I traded so many sneakers. I used to do strictly trades. So what I did was my plan was to start trading pairs from my own personal collection for pairs that has a higher value. And during that time I only had one nice pair of Jordans. So mind you, I had nothing good. It was a pair of Jordan 4 Motorsports. They were a GS pair, they were beat, and I traded those for a pair of Yeezy foam runners. Not foam runners, my fault. Foam runners didn't even come out during that time. It was a pair of Yeezy foam posits, and I traded those for Air Force One wheat, and then I traded those for, I forgot, but it was like a long chain of just trading and trading. And after that I built up just a little bit of capital, and Chinese New Year came around, and my parents and my grandparents actually blessed me with like $500 to start out my business. So I guess that was a little bit of help, but I kind of started with zero because I already built like a decent foundation on myself. I started trading, got a decent amount of. And mind you, during that time I had no followers, no nothing. It was just OfferUp. I created my page, and I'm gonna put my logo right here. This is my first ever logo. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but I'm gonna try to find it. If I find it, I'll put a picture right here. It looks disgusting, right? Well, that's how I started. You gotta start somewhere, right? And yeah, that was my friend at the time, and I used to pretty much do everything with him. I used to try to, I was my whole entire like plan and like mindset about this business was not even to make money. I didn't care about making money. Like my mindset was like, alright, I'm probably not gonna make that much money from reselling shoes. Like I'm just trying to do this so I can build a bigger collection. And during that time, my parents did not allow, like they were not buying me they were not buying me like 2-3 pairs of Jordans a year. And I was a huge sneakerhead. Like my love for shoes back then, it was at its ultimate high, but now it's like, it decreased a lot. But at that time, Jimmy at 15 years old, it was all the way up here, and I loved, just buying and buying, just having new shoes on my feet. But that was 2019, and I traded. I went for retail drops. I camped out. I did a lot of raffles and stuff like that. And let's say a year later, I was still selling on OfferUp. My Instagram page wasn't even established until like last year, honestly. So it took a while. I did a lot of stuff just locally at the time. I just sold locally until there was one incident. I posted this Instagram reel. I got robbed actually. So I got robbed. I'm not gonna get too into that, but I got robbed for like $120, and during that time, you guys know it, $120 for like a 15-16 year old, that shit hurts, man. And that shit hurted me. I was crying, shit like that, but it was a great learning lesson because now when I look back, I understood that, if I never went through one of those difficult moments, I would have never knew, and I would have kept doing these sneaker meetups at 15, 16 years old, meeting grown men at, at parking lots and stuff like that. Who knew what would happen? I could have got killed. It could have been more money. So I'm just very, very blessed, and I thank God that's only $120. and I'm safe. That's all that matters. I feel like nothing should matter more than your life, and there's no amount of money, X amount of money that you can put on that. So I'm just very, very blessed for that moment, because I did a lot of meetups, and there's so many sketchy ones, but I did them at 15, 16 years old. So getting back to the story, a year later, I was a sophomore in college, so that was even 2020. That was still 2019, because I transferred school. So I transferred school. I went to a different school. I went to a private school because my grades and stuff like that were just very, very bad. I was also hanging out with the wrong crowd of people. So I switched schools. I had a new environment and a new start. And I made a few friends that, you know, we would go out to Bodega. There's a Bodega in Boston. If you guys didn't know, I'm from Boston. And there's a Bodega there where you could enter raffles back then. You could line up into raffles, and your chance of hitting was actually very, very high because it was in-store raffles. I remember we used to go like almost every single week, and from my school to Boston, it was like a 30-minute drive, and there was hella traffic, so it wasn't just something that was very, very like easy to do. We went there every single week, like rain, thunder, doesn't matter what it is, we went. If you watching this video, you would know. So we used to enter a lot of raffles and shit like that, but I actually found a lot of success. I'm gonna put a picture right here. There's like some Yeezy Cokes I had, like Yeezy 350 reflectives, the black one. We actually hit a lot of those from Champs. So in store was like almost guaranteed, because back then with FLX, it was not like a point system. It was like a head start thing. So pretty much all you do is you get the number from like the store, you put it in your phone, and you get like head start, which gives you like an advantage over other people that don't have the head start. So I found a way on Twitter just to like switch the zip code up and stuff like that, and got these head starts without actually entering the store. And me and my friends, we made multiple accounts, obviously under different names and stuff like that, switched the info around, and we used to clip these releases like Bread 11s, you know, just Yeezys and shit like that. So we were doing decent, like we were doing pre-orders during that time, because we're like, shit, if we can get that many pairs, we might as well. So pre-orders did really, really good. I was not making that much money at the time either, so I was going to events a lot. I would say Jimmy definitely had more inventory during his sophomore year, so I kind of had more knowledge about this business, and I had more like a better understanding of what I was doing. I wasn't just like, you know, trading anymore. So I stopped trading at that time. I stopped trading. I also started selling a lot of more used pairs, so I started buying a lot of more pairs on OfferUp. And during that time, my Instagram was still not established. I was at like 167 followers, but I was doing more business and I was making more money. I would say I think I made $2,000 during my sophomore year, like in profit during the whole entire year. 2,000 or 3,000, it wasn't too good, but for that time, I thought I was the man. I'm not gonna lie. So at that time, I thought it was him. At that time, I thought I was doing great. That was 2020, and then COVID hit. Little backstory on that was I kind of gave up. Not gave up, but there was not much I could do. So I didn't really resell for a very, very long time, because like there was no in-store, there was no nothing, and it was just kind of like my breaking point. That was like the lowest point of my life, because there were so many things that happened to my personal life and just like other stuff. Also went through like a very, very bad phase, like just in my life in general, and I was not like, you know, it was like kind of like a depression phase. So I went through that, and then a few months later, actually, like when stores started opening back up and stuff like that, the whole system changed. Like after COVID, all the in-store stuff, they all changed, like FOX and stuff. There's no, you know, you can't camp out. There's none of that. So what used to happen back then, there's no more of now because of COVID. And even till this day, the whole entire sneaker game has evolved, has changed. So yeah, so after COVID, I wouldn't say after COVID, I would say like during my junior year, when I got back to this business, I took it super serious. So junior year was my breakthrough, and that's when I started taking everything seriously. So that was 2020, 2021. So that whole year, 2020 was like just, it was GG's in the chat, guys. It was GG's in the chat. For me, I was literally playing video games every day. I was not ambitious at all. It was just a bad time in my life. But after that period, we started going back to school because schools opened up, and junior year started. I started locking in. I started taking this business way more seriously. I started separating myself from all the peers around me. I stopped hanging out with some of my friends. I stopped doing the stuff that I used to do, and I put my all into this. I'm gonna be honest, I put my all into this. And even during my junior year, I didn't even have 1,000 followers yet. I was still under 1,000 followers. I don't remember when I hit my first 1,000 followers, but I worked hard for it, man. Like, I can tell you this right now, I worked hard for it. And so junior year started, I changed a lot of things up. Obviously, I didn't have the amount of inventory I had now, but that year also started buying a lot more used pairs. I started growing my social media, my Instagram. I started doing some TikToks and stuff like that. I wasn't very consistent on content until like my junior year of summer. But you know, during the school year, I was locking in. I was still going to sneaker events, and oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. So during 2019 and during 2020, I went to a few sneaker events. So during during my freshman and sophomore year, I went to a lot of sneaker events. I used to vend at sneaker events, and a thing that I don't like about vending is that it's a hassle, man. It's a hassle. That's what I don't like about it. It's such a hassle because, like, let's say you bring 60 pairs and you don't sell all 60 pairs, or like, let's say you don't sell more than half. You would have to bring all that stuff to the truck. You have to set up. It's just so much work, and plus people don't pay too well anymore. And plus, I feel like for me right now, it's like I can sell everything through my social media, through my Instagram. There's no point of me going to sneaker events and just bring all these pairs. I feel like the networking aspect of it, great. I love that. I love the networking aspect of it. But the selling part and the business part, I feel like if you have a decent sized platform and you have buyers, there's no point of just vending. That's just my opinion. But to get back to the story, junior year, obviously I went to Boston Got Soul, and there's one in Gillette, and that's when I really started cashing out. I started recording TikToks, day in the life of a sneaker reseller. I did like a whole year of that, so you guys can check some of my TikToks out. I did like a whole series, like 1 year. So I did that, and I took my business very, very seriously. So, you know, I made my own like painting right there. I'm gonna show you guys in a bit. It's Jmoneykickz. Also, I started making more connections, start networking more. I stopped using OfferUp because of that incident. I stopped doing a lot of more meetups. I still did meetups, but the thing was, I didn't do as much meetups as I did. I started shipping pairs, and that was the first time I ever shipped out. Someone trusted me so much that they sent me money to ship out a pair of shoes to them. And back then, no one would trust me because I had no references, I had no nothing. So why would someone trust me, right? I had no reviews. So, you know, that was my first ever shipping order, and I was so happy because, like, just the fact that someone trusted me for me to ship a pair to them, it was just amazing. And after that, my business kind of took off. So during that year, during junior year of summer, I worked so much, man. Like, that's all I did. Like, I did this all day, and then that's it. Rinse and repeat the process. So kind of build up my Instagram platform from that. I was very, and I used to listen to like a lot of like Inky Johnson motivational speeches, what else, Eric Thomas and stuff like that. So I used to listen to like a lot of like motivational speeches to keep me motivated, and I felt like I changed as a person. So junior year, why I say it's my breakthrough is because I felt like not only my business started improving, but who I am as a person also evolved and changed. Junior year was definitely the year I can definitely remember, because I remember I did so bad on my SAT. I did so bad on my ACT. I didn't really do good on any of those like standardized tests. So I didn't do good on any of those standard tests. You know, my goal at that time was, college was also coming around. So it was like a lot to think about. It was very stressful. It was junior year and senior year. It was very stressful times, not just for my business, but when you look at like my life as a whole, like in that aspect, it was very messy. And it was just also like another challenging period in my life because I didn't know if I was gonna get into a good school. And at that time I was like, okay, I want to go to Bentley University. It was a business school that was really good in Massachusetts. It was only like 40 minutes away from my house, which is like perfect. Obviously I got into all those schools, but the thing was, Bentley was way too expensive. It was like $60,000 a year. And also I decided to go to Providence College because it was my second option, and it was also a really good business school, and I'm very glad that I went there. So that was senior year, and junior year was kind of the same. It was like college planning, and then also working on my business full time. Also, I knew like in the back of my head was like, school and working a 9 to 5 job was never something I always like. It was never something I wanted to do. It was never something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I always wanted to be a CEO. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to have my own business. And it might not be shoes, but I just want to do something on my own. I want to start my own company. I don't want to work for someone else. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 job. It's just simply for the fact that I have to clock in at this exact time. I have to clock out, and someone's always telling me what to do. Like, I just don't like that feeling of that, and I want to take control over my life. So in the back of my head, I knew school was a backup, and there was a period like, because the thing was, I got waitlisted for both of the schools. I like, Bentley and Providence. I got waitlisted, so I thought my life was over. I thought it was it. So I was telling my mom, like, I might not even go to school and just take this full time, because making a decision like that at 18 years old, I was super scared. So I'm not even gonna lie to you and like say on the camera, oh, I'm not scared, I don't have a backup plan, I just want to go all in. Nah, that wasn't the case. I was very scared. I was scared because I was only 18, and I wasn't, all my life it was just revolved on this thing, like, you must go to college to get a good job, to get a good salary, and to get a good life. Until I started changing my perspective on this whole entire thing of just making money, or just being an entrepreneur, or just look at life as a whole. Like, it's way bigger than what I used to think. So that was that. After I got into Providence College, I got accepted. I decided to commit right away. And during my senior year summer, I focused on this business full time. And that was when I saw the best results I ever seen. So I started making like $8,000-$9,000 a month. Like, some of these months I was making $8,000-$9,000 during summer. I was like, god damn. And I remember the month of August I made over 10K. I'm like, bro, I can really do this. So during my senior year of summer, it wasn't just about making money. It wasn't just about how much money I can make and stuff like that within my business. But it was also like, I feel like it was a super important year for like realization. So it was a period of time when I realized that, oh shit, like, I can do what I love and also make good money from it. So after I realized that, I'm like, okay, I got this now. So it wasn't about the money at all. It was like a realization where, like, oh wow, like an oh wow moment, like aha moment. Like, I was like, damn, I can do this. Like, it made me realize that. So I was super confident. And there was a day that I made over, made over $30,000 in sales in one day. To some of you guys, some big resellers out there, if you guys are watching this video, I know that number is not big at all. But $30,000 in sales in one day, and I was 18 years old, and it was a back to school story sale, and I sold over 100 plus pairs. And that month I did over 15. So I did over $15,000 that month, and I was like, wow, like, I can do this. I can maybe do this full time. But once again, that was 2020. That was 2021, I think. That was wait, what summer was that? Let me check right now. Okay, so that summer was 2022, so it was actually last summer. So it wasn't too long ago until my business started doing fairly well, I would say. And so yeah, during 2022 of the summer, I did a lot more content. I took it way more seriously. I started posting one reel a day. And by the way, something that always stuck by was, you gotta stay consistent, you gotta stay disciplined, and you gotta outwork everybody around you. So I posted on my Instagram story, or just my Instagram feed, every single day for the past 2 years. And that was when, obviously now I can't post a feed picture every single day because it would just overflood, what I got going on. But I remember when I didn't have that many pairs yet, I used to buy a pair every day. I used to post it. I used to buy multiple pairs a day. I used to post at least one picture a day. And that was what I felt like helped me grow as a sneaker resale page, or just maybe just people that just like me. I don't know what it is, but some of you guys mess with me, obviously, and that's why I got this channel, and that's why some of you guys are watching this video, because some of you mess with me. So and also to everybody out there that's supporting me, thank you guys so much. And I just want to show you guys like the whole breakdown, so you guys have an understanding that, like, it's not just Jimmy that can do it. You guys can do it too, because I literally started it from the same place as you guys, and maybe even worse, in a worse situation. So my circumstances definitely wasn't too great, but just to show you that anything is accomplishable. Like, anything you want to do in this life, you can do it. You just gotta believe in yourself, because I didn't believe in myself. And then when I started believing in myself, everything started happening and it's becoming true, and now I see it in front of my eyes. So the year of 2022, I did like a basketball charity event, gave back a pair of Yeezy slides. Also, I did a lot more shit. Like during that year, like during 2022, during Thanksgiving, I did like a gift bag to like the homeless and stuff like that. We went to Boston. We hosted like a GoFundMe link, and then we got donated. Actually, a lot of people donated, and we gave back to homeless people and the people in need, because I understand that to get to where I am, I'm very, very blessed. And not saying that I didn't work hard to get to where I am. I've worked extremely hard. I outworked a lot of the people around me, and that's why the success and the results I'm seeing is different from others. So I would say I was definitely doing better than a lot of people at my age or just people around me, but I didn't take that for granted. I understand that it was nowhere close to where I wanted to be ultimately. So I got to keep working hard. I got to keep pushing myself, but at the same time, on the road to greatness and on the road to success, you have to separate yourself. You have to be on a very, very lonely road, and you can't do the things that a lot of people are doing. So you gotta be ready for those sacrifices, because there's a lot of times where I wanted to hang out. There's a lot of times where I wanted to go back to the old me and just chill for a day, watch Netflix and stuff like that. But I never went back to those days, because I realized that the older I get, the more responsibilities I have, and I have to take care of my family. I have to, give a better life to my mom, to my dad, to my grandma, my grandpa. So just my family as a whole, because I take pride in doing that. But yeah, so I'm not even gonna talk too much about that. But summer 2022, I didn't go to any sneaker events that year, so I didn't really attend any more events, because that was a year where like I realized that my Instagram was kind of like booming. I think by the end of that summer 2022, I had like 3,000 followers. I think 3,000 followers. I felt like I was him. I was damn near like him. But once again, no one, I'm not even like, I feel like I'm him right now, but I'm not. Realize that like once you reach a certain level, like once you reach like a new like milestone or whatever, you feel like you're on top of the world. But you have to realize that you have to zoom out and realize that there's so many other people that's way, 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 way above you, and you're nowhere close to them. But you're not supposed to compare yourself to anyone else but yourself. So as long as you're better than what you're doing last year, be proud of yourself. But also don't ever be content with where you are, because you should have the mindset of you should always go up and strive for more. So that's the mindset I always had. But 2022, start of college. Let's start there. It was my first year of college, and I had a very, very rough first semester. I'm gonna say that I did not enjoy college. It's not what I thought it was. Let's just say that. College was not that thing where everybody say it was the best 4 years of your life. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna blah, blah, blah. It was cool. Like, don't mind you. My whole focus was still on the business, and every single weekend I was coming back home. Every single weekend I was coming back to my house. So I had absolutely had no fun. I'm not gonna lie. Not saying I had no fun, but like I didn't go to parties. I didn't do any of that college activity stuff. I focused on myself, and I logged in. I sacrificed so much for that. So I came back every single weekend to my house to ship orders out. And during the school time, like during the school week, my mom would just help me ship orders. So let's say I posted a pair on Instagram, it sells. I would send her like the order information. I would send her like a shipping label, and she would ship it out the next day. So shout out to my mom for that, because that's a lot of work. She had a 9-to-5 job, and then she comes home and helps me with my business. It's a lot. So big shout out to my mom, and she's a real one right there. She's a real MVP. So I did that for a long time. It was very, very hard. It was super hard being in college and managing schoolwork and your business at the same time. That's the most difficult thing like that I ever encountered. But like it's just such great challenge I went through, because now I understand how to manage time better. I understand that like how to multitask a little better. But it was super hard just adjusting to that college lifestyle, because I wasn't used to just living on my own and just like living with other people in the room. Like it was just like not me. I was that guy where I wanted to have a single. I wanted to it was hard for me to record videos as well. That's another thing. Extremely hard for me to record videos. I didn't start YouTube yet. During that time, I did not start YouTube yet. My first semester, I was at a point where I was actually really thinking about dropping out, and that's why I made so many videos on like I dropped out of college. Should I drop out? Like all those videos I posted, I was really in the back of my head, and to keep it like a stag and to keep it as genuine as possible, I was really thinking about dropping out because I realized that I wasn't doing the things I was enjoying. I was a business management major. We're gonna talk about how I switched to my marketing major in a second, but I was a business management major. I did not enjoy it. It was so boring. All the classes wasn't entertaining. I was just not enjoying college. I was like, yo, let me just drop out. Let me just do this full time. Let me move back. But obviously, you know, there was a lot of conversations going back and forth between my parents, and they were not allowing me to. So there's also something that I made a promise to my mom that I'm gonna finish the 4 years of college, so I have to finish it now. But would I say now my opinion changed in college? It's hard. I mean, like, who knows, bro? Like, I don't know if college is gonna get me far, if college is gonna, you know, get me a better lifestyle, whether, like, I don't know which one's a better option, because you'll never know if you never choose one. You only can choose one, and that's what's fun about life, because you never know both sides. You only know one. You only can flip one card. It's two cards that's folded. You only can unfold one card, and you'll never know what the other card is. And that's just kind of the decision I made. I chose to stay in college, you know, and my parents are very, very supportive of my business. They always wanted me to do something that I enjoy doing. I told them that, you know, I want to take my business to that next level. Okay, so getting back to the business, I keep getting off topic. I don't know how good my storytelling is. Maybe it's gonna be terrible, but we'll just see, because I'm just like going off the dome. There's no scripts in front of me or anything like that. I'm literally just going off the dome and just giving you guys my real, like, first take thoughts. So getting back to the business, I was doing good. I was still doing good, and during Christmas I did, like, you know, I was still averaging like 10K. So I was still doing good. I was still doing very, very good for my business while balancing both things out. It was super hard, but I was doing it. So I was still doing that. I was still averaging like my numbers. And second semester started, and what I have to say is, like, my biggest takeaway from my first year of college is that it's not about what you learn inside a classroom, but it's about the people that you meet and the experiences that you have. So, like, you're gonna experience time management. You're gonna learn all these things as you go on. Like, you're gonna learn how to communicate better with others. You know how to live by yourself, be a little bit more independent. So all these things, you're making your own decisions. So your parents are not always behind you telling you what to do. It's kind of like you have more freedom, but at the same time, you have to have way more discipline. So more freedom equals more discipline that you have to instill inside of you. So I did that for a very, very long time. I was still disciplined. I posted one video every single day, somehow, some way. I don't know how. I found a way to post one TikTok video a day. Like, I don't even know how, but I did it. And also my Instagram started getting more and more followers. I did a Christmas story sale. I did really good on that. So during my second semester that I started, I also switched to a single. So I wasn't living with my roommates anymore, and no hate against them. I actually love them, but they understand why I switched my rooms, because they know that, you know, I have my business, I try to lock in and stuff like that. So I switched my rooms. Second semester started, and I was ready for the summer. I was ready for summer 2023, and here we are right now. We're in summer 2023, but let's not go too far ahead. So second semester started. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew that I didn't want to work a 9 to 5. I knew that I want to be my own CEO. So I took this even more seriously, and I posted way more videos. And recently I got invited to SneakerCon. I don't even know what to say still to this day. I feel like it's crazy. Like, all I do is I post videos online, and I literally just post it like everyone else and just click post. And I got an opportunity to go to SneakerCon. So it's in Chicago. I'm not there yet. I'm gonna be there this Friday. So I'm super, super excited. So I got notified to go to SneakerCon. They said they mess with my content and they'll fly me out for an event. So they fly me out, you know, all the expenses covered. And still to this day, I'm still mind blown by the fact that, like, I did it. Not that I accomplished my end goal, but like another milestone accomplished. So it's like, I feel like I'm him again. But no, there's no one as him, because there's always the next level, and I'm always striving for that next level. So what I realized is there's a certain level of happiness that you reach, and then that happiness will disappear very, very, very quickly, because happiness is very temporary. So that's how I define happiness. It's very temporary. So for example, if like you're someone like myself and you always want to strive for more and you always want more out of life, and I feel like that's a great attitude to have. but you're never gonna be happy forever. You only can be disciplined and just like motivation and happiness is like the same exact thing. It's temporary. Like all these are feelings that you're experiencing. So it's not really something that you're gonna have for the rest of your life. Like for example, when I was like happy for a whole entire week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I mean, whenever I think about it now, I'm still like very, very grateful and happy that I got invited to something so great, the biggest sneaker event in the whole entire world. But getting back to the business, so that was the content side of it. I also started my YouTube channel. I got my camera for Christmas. So I invested like $1,000 into this camera. Got like the mics, also upgraded to like a Rode Wireless Go, those like clip-on mics on your shirts and stuff like that. You guys will see in the next, like, let's say future videos I post. I'm gonna have that for like events and stuff, because those are very, very, very good to use, because in like a very crowded environment, those are just clip your voice and not others, and the background noise will just all cancel out. So it's amazing. But yeah, I also bought my camera and started taking YouTube seriously. Well, to be honest, I don't think I really took YouTube seriously. I just like try to stay consistent, because I want you guys to see a different side of me and not just like 60 seconds of reels, because you guys can't really tell by like what my personality is or like stuff like that if I don't post long formatted content. And what I want to gain from this YouTube channel is not like crazy amount of followers or anything like that, or not like just making money. Like it was never my plan to make money from this everything as a whole. So I started YouTube because I wanted to show you guys my journey, and at the same time like motivate some of you guys to like start what you do. Like just start your business, or like start your clothing brand, start like whatever that you want to do in your life, whatever dream that you have, like whether you want to be a singer, a rapper, artist, like digital designer, like engineer, like whatever you want to do, bro, just go fucking do it, because I did it. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing what I love every single day in my room, like out of my bedroom. This is literally where I work every single day. I love it. So don't worry about what other people have to say about you. Take that initiative and take action, because other people are gonna talk shit regardless. Whether you're normal, whether you're famous, whether you're below average, people are gonna talk shit about you regardless. So might as well let them talk while you're at the top. So that's how I think, and I already zoomed out all the outside noises. I get a lot of hate comments too. Like I get a shit ton of hate comments of people talking shit about me every video. I don't care about any of that stuff, because I know who I am as a person, and the people that's watching, some of them, they don't watch the full content, and like they don't watch these like full, you know, like long videos, long formatted videos, and they don't know who I am as a person. So if you ever met me in person, you kind of know who I am. That's just me, and that's always the perspective I go by life. I don't care about what he or she has to say, because I'm doing what I love, and at the end of the day, they're not worried. You're not that important to them. No one cares about you at the end of the day, except for your family, except for your mom and dad. No one else cares. So stop worrying. So that's just like the mindset that instilled inside of me. But yeah, so school ended. I was very, very excited. Obviously with the content stuff, I started like recording like a lot more, because like since I got invited to like sneaker con and stuff, I realized that, oh shit, like I can do what I love, and I love filming videos. I love putting myself in front of camera and just like talking. Like, you know what I mean? I love these type of videos. So also it's like documenting my journey. It's kind of like a diary. Like I love just talking in front of the camera and talking about, you know, my experiences in life and how I got to where I am now. But yeah, summer started. I was, you know, during the last 2 months, it was like finals month. It was like we're getting ready for finals, and we're all getting ready for summer. And during my last 2 months of my freshman year, I was like, I can't wait until the summer starts, because I'm finally gonna be able to do what I wanted to do, and I'm gonna work so hard this month. I'm gonna work so hard this summer. I'm gonna instill as much discipline in me as possible to go after everything every day. So I tried doing more things that I'm trying to do things that's getting out of my comfort zone. So doing things that I don't enjoy doing, and I'm scared of doing, but I'm gonna do it regardless, because that's the true warriors. They're scared to do it, but they're gonna do it regardless if they're scared or not. So since summer started, it's only been like a month since like summer started, not even, and we're now in 2023. So that was like, if you guys watch this full video, shout out to you, because I just kind of talked about like the 4 years, so like my journey. So summer started, and my plan for this summer is to go to as many sneaker events as possible, to take the content stuff 10x more serious. Also started my new group as Starterpreneurs, so I gotta talk about that. Starterpreneurs is something that I recently started. A huge goal of mine is to grow the largest network of entrepreneurs in the whole entire US by 2025. That's gonna be my goal. So we have sneaker reselling information inside. We have like sneaker alerts, sneaker consignment, all that stuff. I'm gonna put some like pictures right here, like of the success that we have so far. But it's one, you know, it started like 15 days ago, and now it has over 60 plus paying members, which is actually crazy to me to think about that. Like I never, even like when I used to own Remy and Bez, I never had over 40 members at once, and now I have 60 plus paying members at once. You know, we're not just sneaker reselling, we're not just focused on sneakers. We're gonna try to add other side hustles in there as much as possible, and add like other experts in here, so we can actually grow the biggest group in the whole US. I know this is gonna cost a lot of money. I recently just installed like mesh monitors. It's one of the monitors that's gonna have Shopify sites, you know, brick links, clothing flips. So it's gonna send out links automatically. You know, anything that's profitable, the monitor is gonna send it out like a bot, so I don't have to actually manage it at all. But yeah, that's very costly. Like all these monitors are like a few $100s a month subscription. I started Starterpreneurs. I started taking this group way more serious. I try to work on it, spend hours and hours working on it every single day, because that's my main focus right now. As far as sneakers this summer, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to push out one story sale every single month. I feel like it's gonna be very, very tiring, but I'm gonna try to do my best to, you know, to manage all this. Business still been doing great, I would have to say. Business is still going great, but I need to start expanding. I need to start getting into other businesses, and I need to find a way to be more efficient at what I do, so I don't have to spend so much time on what I'm doing. But this is kind of, you know, the 4 years of my journey and how I got to where I am today. So if anything, you know, if you watch this whole video and you don't know what I talked about, if you're here right now, the biggest takeaway I want you guys to take away from this video is that success takes time, and the road is lonely, and you gotta sacrifice a lot to get to where you are. But I also want to show you guys in just a second of where I used to live and like what I used to do and stuff like that before this video ends. But this is like pretty much like the whole entire story. Like this is the whole storyline. Maybe on some parts I wasn't very, very specific on, and maybe I skipped some stuff, but this is what I got in my head right now, and that's like I just dropped that out of the dome. So very, very excited. One of my goals this year is to hit over 10,000 plus followers on IG and on TikTok and on YouTube. So let's see if we can do that. But that's another huge goal of mine. Also recently, one more thing guys, one more thing before we, don't click off yet, don't click off. So one more thing. I recently started a new job at Vector Coal Corporation. Actually, I shouldn't even say. So I recently started a new job. It's a sales job where I like show knives and stuff like that. And what I've realized again is like I feel like all of this stuff that I'm going through right now, everything happens for a reason. That's why God is great. God is great. You're going through all these hardships and just like different experiences in your life to build your character. And this job was one of those like character building moments, because I realized that I don't want to work a 9 to 5 still. You know, I was getting this job to build my resume. It wasn't for the money at all, because the money I'm making right now is so much better than just working at 9 to 5. Of course, everyone knows that. But I got a sales job to like pretty much call people on the phone, do presentations, and I get paid for like for commission if I make a sale. Sounds fun, but when I was doing it, I was not enjoying it at all, and I realized that it was taking too much time out of my life. And the sneaker stuff is like I enjoy doing it. Like whether if I make a sale a day, I'm happy. If I like sell a few pairs a day, I'm very, very happy. So like I'm more happy with like just working on what I got going on than working for like another company that's like that has nothing to do with me. But aside from that, that's like pretty much the whole story. And this summer we're on the grind. We're gonna work every single day, just like last summer, because last summer I really, really got out of my comfort zone and I worked 24/7. So other than the 8 hours I slept, I really worked. So I want this summer to be the same exact thing, but just change some ways how I approach my business, and just try to limit some stuff that I don't have to do so I can be more time efficient. But other than that, I feel like I'm on the right track. I'm doing great, and I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you have been giving me, because without y'all, like I say, there is no Jmoneykickz. So appreciate y'all. If you guys want to shop, don't forget, check out my page at Jmoneykickz on Instagram. Just check out my highlights, and website's also coming soon. I'm gonna build a Shopify website so it's easier for you guys to shop and give you guys a way better shopping experience. So without further ado, I'm gonna catch y'all next time.
Why they hating on me, so I switch spots. Never running out of fuel, so fuck a pit stop. I've been ballin' since a youngin', so I take shots. She just wanna fuck me.